going on YouTube? I hope you're staying safe during this time of self-isolation and quarantine. Today we're going to be making mac and cheese! Yay! But this is a completely different mac and cheese. It's probably going to be the best mac and cheese you ever eaten. Once you eat this mac and cheese, you're probably not going to make another one ever again. This recipe is gluten-free if you're into that, but if you're not, you can also swap out your gluten-free pasta with regular pasta. The very first ingredient is going to be the macaroni. The next ingredient we're going to go with is the cheese. For this recipe, it's all about the cheese. You can use anything from a medium to a hard cheddar cheese, because I love the classic orange cheddar cheese. Here we have some salami, mustard and mac and cheese just go well together, onion and garlic powder. It's just to boost up the flavor. And the secret ingredient is called sodium citrate. Sodium citrate uses science in professional kitchens to keep cheese from separating once it's like heated up. And we also use it for soft drinks. So club soda actually has sodium citrate in it, and it's literally salt and citrate, which is a citric acid. Okay, so science. This brand is Royal. It's a very trusted brand. Another good brand is Modernist Pantry. I'm gonna put the sodium citrate in the link below so you can just order it off Amazon. So we are gonna start making some mac and cheese. Ooh. Weigh your cheese. It should be according to the recipe, whichever ratio you're gonna do. The weight of the cheese is very important because it correlates directly with the amount of sodium citrate you're going to put in. I'm going to grate it, and I always grate my cheese on a plate just because it's easier to deal with. I'm going to grate the cheese. Grating the cheese. Cheesy! So you want to weigh out your pasta. It's best to have a good ratio from pasta to sauce. Salami! So if you don't have salami, any salted meat will do. Bacon is definitely the top choice, but we don't have bacon. We're stuck in a quarantine, so we don't go out that much. Salami will do just fine. And I want to cut them into little strips, almost match the size of the pasta. So I'm going to cut these in half first. I'm going to cut them into strips. Strippies! So for our pasta, get a pot, fill it with water, put in way too much salt. The water has to be like mad salty, like the ocean, okay? Put it on high heat and wait for it to come to a boil. And in this pot, we're gonna make our cheese sauce. This is pretty crucial. So this is the exact measurement of water that goes in. You're gonna cover the lid and you're gonna put it onto low heat. So we need to let this come to a nice gentle simmer before we start adding our cheese. And that's very, very important. Water's ready for the pasta. Pasta in. Give it a quick stir because the pasta, once it goes into the pot, is going to bring the temperature down a little bit. Just make sure it doesn't boil over. Pasta! Now, for the cheese sauce. The reason why we keep the lid on is so it doesn't lose water weight from the steam. It's actually important to keep all of the water weight in there because it has to mix with the sodium citrate. So it's come to like a nice gentle simmer. You're going to do 3 teaspoons. And if you look, sodium citrate looks like salt because sodium is salt. Citrate in. Boom. And that's all you need. This is the magic. Magic! Dissolve the salt. We're gonna get our cheese. Cheesy. Keep the heat on like medium to medium low. We want it hot, but we don't want it boiling. And then we're just gonna start introducing our cheese little by little. Every time you put the cheese in, you're gonna whisk until all of the cheese curds have dissolved and disappeared. And it's gonna look really, really weird at first, but trust me, it'll come together in the end. And then you do it until all the cheese is in there and you just keep mixing it, okay? And now you have your cheese sauce. Near the end, it's going to take longer for the cheese curds to actually emulsify into the sauce. So from here, we're going to start introducing our flavorings. 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons garlic powder. With the mustard, it's really choose your own adventure. I'm going to go with 2 big ass spoonfuls of grainy mustard, but if you don't have grainy, you can use Dijon, you can use whatever mustard you like. And then also from here, we're going to add in our salami. Mix that in, and the cheese sauce is pretty much ready to go, and yes, it really is that easy, and that's how you make cheese sauce. Pasta! You always get one pasta, and you eat it when it's really hot. You eat it when it's hot to test if it's good. Drain the pasta. Look at the sauce now. See how it looks kind of like watery and doesn't look thick? So the thickness actually comes from the pasta. So if you're doing regular pasta or whatever pasta, the starch is actually going to release from that pasta, and once it goes in, it marry with the sauce really well. Watch this. So we got our pasta, and the pasta sauce in, woo! And we just stir. Stir this, and it's going to become one cohesive mac and cheese, and it's going to be absolutely amazing, amazing grace. So I just cooked it out just a tiny little bit on low heat, and you can see that the sauce is getting really, really, really thick. Because this is gluten-free pasta, there is less starch, but if you were to do this with real pasta, it would be much more saucy. Saucy. We're gonna bake the pasta, or actually I'm just gonna brown the top side. Broiler on, mac and cheese over here. You pour the mac and cheese in. Ooh, ooh, oozy mac and cheese. At this point, this is actually ready to eat. You can eat this right now. But we're gonna throw it into the oven to try and brown the top. You can add extra cheese, or you can add breadcrumbs, or you can add whatever you want on top and then let it brown. Alright, so easily sprinkle some breadcrumbs around. I know I said it's gluten-free, but if you're not gluten-free, feel free to add breadcrumbs. Now we're pretty much ready to go into the oven. I've already preheated the oven, so we're good to go. Top rack. Ooh. And this one's gonna be for tomorrow. Oh yeah! Mac and cheese! Oh my god! Can you see how creamy it is? Creamy it is? Oh my god! It looks like a real mac and cheese! Mac and cheesy! Mac and cheesy! See that? Oh my god! I'm gonna eat it. Oh, hot! Mmm! Today is a good day. Alright, well, that's it. It's the mac and cheese. Super simple. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be posting more videos every week. And this mac and cheese, remember that you can use any kind of cheese that you want, as long as it's a hard cheese like cheddar. Sodium citrate is the key, and this recipe does not have to be gluten-free. You can use regular pasta, okay? Well, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.